Okie dokie. Okay, so do you want to put the violin up for me one more time? Do you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Well, slightly comfortable.
Yeah, feel good.
Okay. So do you want to grab your bow? Let me fix it a little bit for you because it is overly stretched. I'll put a little bit on it. I really need to get this bow reheated. Okay. Can I hear your A? Sorry. Say it again.
Ooh.
Your
Bow?
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna hold your hand. Sorry, I know you had gotten into it when we were comfortable. Okay, so today we are going to follow up on the D scale. We'll work on the A scale a little bit more. With the A scale, I want to do two different bow techniques that kind of come up in the two pieces that I'll show you, and then like I said, I also wanted to focus on like the positioning of your arm. So those are like kind of like the goals for today.
Okay.
And whatever we don't get to, we'll pick up next time. Okay, so let's start with the D scale. If you want to get your violin up. Okay. So you want to make sure that your jaw is resting on the chin rest. Let's drop your wrist. Alright, so do you want to get your fingers in position to play a G on the D string?
So,
There you go. Okay, so leave your fingers there. So kind of drop your wrist. You don't have to force it though, just kind of like let it hang naturally. There should be a natural curve and go like this a little bit more. You don't have to, you don't have to move your whole body. Does that feel uncomfortable to you?
no, it's alright.
No? Okay. Okay, so let's start with the D scale. We'll go from open D to high D on the A string, repeat the note, and then go back down. Let's do 2/4 notes.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. I thought about A string. Alright, let's start over.
Okay.
That's really good. Okay. Can we do that one more time? But let's slur Not slur. Let's hold each note for 2 beats so that it gives you time to adjust your fingers without having to focus on the bow.
Okay.
Same thing, starting from the bottom. Here we go. Okay, so some things that I am noticing. If you want to put your violin back up. Okay, so some things that I am noticing is that, are you double jointed in your fingers? No? Okay, so I'm noticing that you tend to kind of do this with your fingers, especially like when you're like shifting strings. And the idea is that you want to kind of like keep it in a natural position. So I'll support this. Just kind of, you can let go. Just kind of curve your hand naturally. Like you don't have to like go like this. Just kind of like let it rest. Okay. So the idea is that you want to match your thumb up with, keep it like matched up with your first finger. And you want to let it naturally curve like this. You're kind of going like this. Okay, so let's try that again.
Like that.
That looks really good. Looks good. You don't have to put your fourth finger down. So, play a G. Are you flat or sharp?
That's a good question.
You're a little flat, so you want to spread out your fingers a little more. There you go. Okay, so you see how your finger's touching here? Is it because you're trying to support the violin?
Maybe, yeah.
Is that what it is?
My shoulder's starting to hurt a little bit.
Oh no. Okay. Do you want to try that one?
Sure. I feel like a pain, but like.
Okay, that's not good. If you're feeling pain, then you should let me know.
No, I mean like I'm feeling like a pain in the butt, cause.
Oh no, absolutely
I can
not.
never get it comfortable.
No, it's literally not your. It's not your fault. First and foremost, it's something that you're not used to, so you'll just have to get used to it. And no, yeah, this is literally not your fault. It's fine. Oh. I was like, why is that on there like that? That's not how that goes on. But yeah, so, now that I know that you're in pain, we'll be able to fix it, hopefully, and then that'll kind of allow everything to fall into place. Because I'm noticing that I feel like you're doing a few things to compensate.
Right.
You could adjust it how you would like. Do you feel like your shoulders are like this, or are they relaxed?
I feel pretty relaxed, I think.
Like drop your shoulders completely. Like just sit naturally. Take your time, literally take your time. I just want to make sure that you're not in pain. Because if you're in pain, then that's not good.
Right.
I am noticing that your arm is kind of like, Okay, so here's the thing. So I feel like, do you feel like this is more comfortable or if that's more comfortable?
Probably that one.
This one, yeah, I think so too because I feel like it gives you a little bit more support here.
I feel like there's like a bigger distance.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was
shin.
thinking. Cause so what you're doing now, even though you might not realize it, like your shoulders are relaxed when you go to put it up, and then when you adjust, you start to go.
Yeah.
So like trying to like compensate for the space. So
Mhm.
let's get this one back on. And when you are comfortably able to hold it, then I feel, yeah, that's the right way. I feel like everything will like kind of fall in place because right now, I feel like even with like your hand positioning, you not being comfortable while holding the instrument is preventing you from like focusing on keeping the proper hand shape. You could adjust it how you like. Drop your shoulder.
I mean,
It's dropped?
Yeah.
Okay. How does it feel?
Feels okay.
Be honest. Is
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's alright.
It's alright?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go back to the G hand position. So you want there to be enough space in between your finger and your thumb. You are double jointed.
I am?
I think so. Your thumb is doing this.
Oh.
That looks good. That looks good right there.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, you don't have to move. I'm moving your arm. That looks good. Okay, so let's try it again.
Okay.
Alright, so let's do the D scale one more time.
Okay.
And I want you, I know you're focusing on like trying to keep it up, but I want you to kind of focus on making sure that you maintain this natural hand position here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So you can start.
Dear.
Yeah, just do D scale. You could do 2 quarter notes, whatever you feel comfortable with. The 1 quarter note.
Okay.
Don't be alarmed. I'm just gonna. So, 2 things that I noticed, which were really good, is that when you had shifted back to the D string, you moved your arm. So that was really good. Also, I'm noticing that you're you're noticing that you need to adjust your fingers. When I play with you, you'll be able to hear the pitch better, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also a good thing because, like, you know, like, cause you don't want there to be a situation where you're like, okay, this is fine, and it's not fine.
You're right.
So that's a good thing. So let's try it one more time. Let's try it on. Let's do the A scale. It's the same hand position, obviously different notes. And an important thing to remember, you want to kind of focus on points of contact. So when you're holding the instrument, your point of contact, you want to make like keep your hand lined up with the neck at like this point.
Right, like the joint right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it doesn't have to be like a main focus thing where like you're like, oh, I gotta like keep it there. Obviously, like if you need to move, but like you want to kind of remember like that's kind of like home position.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and then A starts here. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah. I'm going to move. try and keep. Okay. So here, actually, can you see how it's lined up here with my first, but my thumb is lined up right with my first finger.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that there's always like a space here when you play. Because right now, what I'm seeing is you're kind of like going like this.
Right.
I think it is from you compensating, but you don't. Because right now, I'm not sure if you're feeling it, but I'm feeling there's a load of tension here from your thumb clamping to your first finger, and that's not what we want. So you want to kind of like try and relax your hand as much as possible so that there's space here. It's lined up with your first finger, and that'll be the case like no matter where you go. Like if you're shifting, except for up here, obviously. But like when you're shifting, when you start to shift, your thumb will always follow. It'll always follow that point of contact.
Okay.
Right? So with that in mind, let's try the A scale.
So like how does that look?
That looks good. That looks good.
Okay.
Do you feel tension in your hand?
No.
No. Okay. That looks really good.
Cool.
That
feels better.
Yeah, it does feel better. That's really good. Yeah, it looks really good. Obviously, there's always like room for more improvement, but like the more you like kind of like focus on those points of contact,
Yeah, I think like the idea of like I guess that's probably where I was getting messed up was the thumb.
Yeah, and like especially like if you're going like this, then your notes will kind of be out of tune already because you're gonna try and reach instead of having that mobility, the flexibility. Okay, so let's try A scale one more time. But right now I want to focus on now your bow hand.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take this. I'm gonna focus on your bow hand real quick before we do the hook bow. Okay. That looks good. So you want to remember to tap your first finger. You want to make sure you keep it flexible. Tap your pinky. Try and roll this forward. Don't move your whole finger. Don't move your whole arm. Drop your wrist a little. That looks good. Okay. So you see when I rolled it, how you kind of went like that.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you kind of allow the flexibility and allow for mobility in your fingers. You want to make sure that your pinky stays bent because I'm kind of noticing that you're kind of like gripping it like this and the stick is kind of facing towards you.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to make sure that the stick stays straight up and you're keeping the flexibility in your pinky especially. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to see if I could get my A string because this is not my violin.
Well, it is.
Good enough. Okay, so I don't know why yours paused like that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so what I want to try just to make sure that you're kind of keeping that flexibility without even like including the left hand at this point. Or a hooked pose. Do you remember what a hooked pose was?
Not really, no.
No? Okay.
I'm trying to think about it, but no.
No, you're good, you're good. Okay, so obviously it's a type of bow stroke. So with the hook bow, the idea is that you want to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to. The idea is that you're playing two notes with the same bow direction, but there's a pause in the middle, which is different from. Because that's a slur.
Right.
Okay. Right? So, can we just try an A? We'll do. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can pause. That's fine. Okay, so make sure that your pinky stays curved. There you go, there you go. That looks really good. And your pinky doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be on here.
Okay.
It could kind of just rest on the, okay, hold your stick this way. Do you see how there's grooves on here?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want necessarily to like rest it on top of this point. You want to try and get it here and then kind of wrap your nail around that second part of the groove to like stabilize it.
Like that?
Well, no, because it sticks upside down. Here. Like move it back one. There we go, there we go.
Okay.
How does that feel? Does it feel, do you feel tension? You want to make sure your thumb is bent. Touch your two middle fingers together a little bit. Yeah. And you want to make sure that your thumb stays in that groove. It's okay, you'll get it, you'll get it. So the idea is you want to be able to push it with your pinky. Flatten out the top of your hand. Can you flatten out the top of your hand without like making your knuckles pop out? Like just make your hand straight with your arm. Yeah. How does that feel? Feels fine? Okay. Let's try one more time. And the idea is that you want to try and keep your hand flexible when you're changing the bow.
Okay.
And you want to use different parts of your hands, different muscles in your hands, depending on where you are in the bow. So we'll get to that at another point.
Okay.
That looks good, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay. So just hold here for now.
Okay.
Here we go. That looks really good. And I'm gonna tell you what, so when you change your bow, I'm noticing that your fingers are adjusting, which is a really good thing. Okay, so let's try the A scale, and we're gonna do hook bows for each note. Okay. So yeah, okay, so we'll only do keeps going flat. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Anyways, okay, so that looked really good. How did it feel?
I felt good. I noticed towards the end I did start to collapse my thumb a little bit again, but I think that's something I just need to be more conscious.
Do you want to
of.
try one more time?
Sure.
So we'll try one more time, and you'll keep finger in mind. You gotta make sure your hand stays flexible while not forgetting about your thumb and your left hand.
Yes. Okay.
Here we go. How did that feel?
That was better.
That was better?
Mhm.
Right, that's really good. That's really good. Okay. What time is it? Okay. So